Good afternoon, grade 11s. This is your CAT Zoom session. It is the 6th of May today, and we are going to carry on with module 3.3, paragraph formatting. I had to create a new link for this Zoom session, so I hope that you have refreshed your screen on your Google Classroom to be able to connect to this lesson. Okay. Okay, we're just going to go through to the first slide. Okay, so this is part 2. We started yesterday with paragraph formatting, and we looked at bullet list, numbered bullet list and numbered lists. So our unordered and our ordered lists. We are going to carry on today. We're going to look at customized spacing. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to recap some revision on other page formatting that we have already covered. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Customized spacing. This is the spacing between or in the lines and paragraphs and can be adjusted vertically and horizontally. The paragraph dialog box can be used for this. So let us find a Word document. I don't have one open at the moment. I'm going to create one over here. Okay, so if I want to have more specific settings, in your Home tab, there is a group called Paragraph, and I'd like you to click on the little down arrow to open more settings. Okay, so there are different things here. Let's take a look. In the general, my alignment, I can make left, centered, right, or justified. My outline level, I can remember in the bullets, I can have the different levels. Then there's indentation. We discussed that in a previous lesson, especially if you want to use drop caps or you would like to indent a specific paragraph. That is an exam question, so make sure you go back to that lesson to go and revise that section. But this place where I'm going to focus today is on the spacing. Okay, so the spacing is before would be the space between your text above the line, and then after is going to be after the line that you are writing on. So if I set it to plain 0, or I can have it on auto, okay, and just on settings, so it will be the set, whatever the default is set for your word. Okay. So sometimes what they will do is, especially with headings, they would like to have a bit of a space to just define it a little more. So you could have your set it to 0, and then after we will like to have it on 8, for example. Now say 8 is not actually an option there. What you can do is you can delete everything and you enter it with your numbers, and you can enter 8 there. And then our line spacing, if instead of single, I want to change it to multiple. Okay. Now, this is the other part in the exams where students often get stuck. They will give you a specific spacing that they want it to be at. So you could set it, but sometimes, as you can see here in the picture, it's going to keep changing. So I want to set it to 1.08. Okay, let's just see. Let's see if we used commas. Okay, so let's just go back to my settings. Now, why did my full stop not work? Remember your regional settings. So it all depends on what your regional settings are set to. That is what goes across all of your software. So whether it is set to America or UK, depending on what the keyboard is. So it's important that you are set, that your computer is set to South Africa. Okay. Then the other thing which we can get here is don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. So what I can do is, if you look at the preview picture there, and I click on it, and then simply, if I'm going to do it again, it's a bit light for you to be able to see, you will see that it creates a natural space between paragraphs. And if I don't want that space, if I press enter, I will just simply tick that option. Okay, so let us look at, we go back to our slide and we see the activity. So the activity says here, just going to move this to the bottom right hand corner. Okay, open the document Greet Groet and edit it to look as follows. So I want it to look like this. Take note of the sequence of the languages. Okay, so they are in alphabetical order. Make sure that the heading is bigger than the rest of the text. Okay. Use only paragraph spacing to separate the different languages. In other words, no empty paragraphs between. So I don't want to have enter so that there is a line between. Okay. And then I would like you to add a page border. So let us go to our data. And I'm going to open Greet Groet. Let's just close this one. Let's see if it opened it now. Okay. So this is the document that you will receive. Okay. But we want it to look like this. Okay. So let's go back to our document. Now, as you can see here, these are our languages. That is our salutation, and then there are different sayings here. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking, so Afrikaans is hello, my name is Edward, my naam is Edward, wat is your naam? Okay, so we want that without the table. So you need to go and redo this table. You are going to add a heading for me. Greeting in all the languages of the country. Okay, and if you look at the, I want it in the center. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to place it in the center. You can use title, but if you're going to not use that, then just make it stand out. Let's make it 16. Okay. Then I'm going to press enter. Now be very careful. You are still set on 16. So what you can do to get out of that formatting is click on the normal button here under styles. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, let's see if we can sort this. Okay, so what I've done is I've clicked on the first column in my table, and then a new tab is going to open up my table. Okay, so let's see if there are options for me to sort A to Z. There we go. So in my layout in the table settings, I'm going to go to sort. And I'm going to sort it by column 1, and I want it in ascending order. Then, so we're just going to have one no row heading, and let's see if it works. There we go. Okay, so look how easy this is now. I don't have to go and look for each specific one. I'm going to do that again for you. So how do I sort? It's very easy in Excel, but how do I do this in Word? You're going to highlight your column. So bring your mouse, your cursor down until it makes that little arrow. And I select my column. Immediately, I will go to my layout tab that is part of the table settings. I go to sort. I'm going to choose column 1. and I want it ascending. And I click OK, and very easily it has changed all my settings. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the data. So what I would do rather is just to copy and paste. So the other thing here, which I'm going to show you in a few things, is I don't want it all caps lock. So how am I going to change that? So I'm going to highlight my entire table by clicking on that little square. And then do you see up here in the Home tab on the font group, there is a big A and small a. If I click on that drop down, there is an option for sentence case. So you need to click on sentence case. And as you can see, immediately it has now placed everything in sentence case for me. Okay, we also don't want bold on all of them. The only one I want bold on is my subject or my language, sorry, and I'm going to make that bold. Okay, so now it's very easy. All I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste. So comma. So there's a few places I might need to change. For example, Edward, that must be a capital letter. Okay. And one thing that I said was I didn't want the spacing. So I'm going to go and check. Let's go back to our settings here. So the settings here, I said no, don't add a space between paragraphs. Okay. And I want to make sure, let's say single, and click OK. There we go. Okay. So that looks much better. So the next one I'm going to take is English. On the next line, I will have hello. So you don't want to sit and retype this, remember? Okay? Work smarter, not harder. Okay. Now, if I had done all of those after each other, what I'm going to do is the last thing is that I want it in the center. So I go back to my paragraph group. I choose the center option or Control E, and it will place everything in the center. One more thing it asked for was I want a page border. So how do I do a page border? I'm going to click on Design, and then right at the end here, Page Background, there is the option for a page border. So do you see there are a variety of styles? You can even change the colors. You can change the width. So how thick must your border be? So let's make it a little thicker. Okay. And now, very importantly, watch what happens here. When I add here, you will be able to see. So sometimes one of the things in CAT that they do ask is they want a border around a paragraph or a page, but they only want the top and the bottom. They don't want the side ones. Okay, so here you will be able to set the borders, and I will click OK. And as you can see there, I will be able to, there we go, let's just zoom out. There's my document with my page border. Okay, so you're going to finish that for homework. Let's carry on to the next activity. In document 2, you're going to open the recipe document and format it as follows. So I want my heading in green. I want the country West Africa to be right aligned. You're going to add these bullets. So you need to go and find this. It should be in Webdings or Wingdings. Then my paragraph, I would like it in 2 columns with a line in the center. Okay, so we have covered this. So you need to go and look again how to do columns. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've jumped off my screen. Let's go back. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly look and do some revision with you. We're going to go back to themes. So Microsoft Word comes with a variety of themes designed to allow you to customize documents instantly. Each theme uses a variety of colors, fonts, and styles to make the document consistent without you needing to create a template for the document. So especially in PowerPoint, I use a lot of themes. So for example, do you see here this theme? So every single slide is going to have the theme of this board at the bottom. Okay. Themes are found under the Design tab in Microsoft Word. You can customize themes by changing the colors, the fonts, the paragraph spacing, and the effects in the document. You can choose to set your created theme as a default theme for Microsoft Word. So all you have to do is go and set it as default. Using themes allows you to format the whole document quickly, especially if you use styles. Remember, heading 1, heading 2, your styles, in the quick style gallery to apply headings and title styles to sections in your document. Themes do not overrule the style, but enhances the style. For example, making all level 1 headings the same color. Okay. So you are now going to we're going to work through a guided activity. So I'm going to go back to my Word document. I'm going to create a new one, file new. Okay. So let's see what our activity says. Select the Design tab so that we can look at what different styles are available in Word. Then step 2, we are going to select a specific style. So we're looking for the one with, it looks almost like a Roman numerals, a Roman style. Okay, so we are going to our design. And do you see now there's a whole bunch of different ones I can scroll through. So in the exam, what they will do is they're going to say, set the document style to, for example, minimalistic. So as I scroll over them, there are different names for each style. So this is lined stylish. If I go up, we have basic stylish. And let's see if we can find that one that we were looking for. Let's just go and check. It was title, and I'm looking for the one that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can find that one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So these ones are different, but it depends on which software they used, which version of software. So I'm going to try this one. And however I type, it's going to go according to this basic stylish. Okay. The next thing that I want you to look at is to change colors, select colors, and select the color scheme you prefer. So now, do you see there's colors? Now here, these are already pre-programmed for you. So you can choose whichever one you prefer. You can also customize your own colors. So for background 1, your text background light 1, dark 2, light 2. Okay, so you can change these. Let us go back to our colors. And I am going to choose the blue option here. So the standard office one, there's our office colors. I'm going to go for maybe, let's see. I think I'm going to go for plain blue and change it to that. Okay, do you see there all my titles and things have changed? Okay, and I can also change my fonts here. So the standard one is Office. I am an Arial fan. Okay, so I'm going to change it to Arial. Okay, do you see how they've all changed? And immediately I can see the different settings. Okay, so there we can change our fonts also. So what that is going to do is going to change not just the font for a specific word, it's going to change the font default there to a specific default. For example, I choose Arial. Okay, so apply a theme. Open a blank Word document. Import the text from Act 4.1 guide with this original formatting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will have to will have to upload the data for you because it comes from a different textbook. And so I'm just going to go through this quickly, and then we are going to just try our own document. Okay, so we're going to import the data. So that is a quick way is Control A, and then to select all, then Control C. Apply the crop theme to your document so that it fits in properly, and then you're going to save it as guide theme. Then open a Word blank for question 2, open a blank Word document, import the text file with its original formatting, so that is with, remember your different pastes that we looked at, so I want with the original formatting. You're going to apply the headlines theme or any theme on the computer that it gives you an option. Change the theme color to a red-orange. So let us quickly just go back to our colors there. So I'm going to find red-orange over there. Escape. And change the page color to the appropriate background color, and change the theme to Century Gothic. Okay, and you will save it as Guide Theme 2. Okay, so let us go and try some of this. I'm going to see if I've got a document here that is available. Let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to start here, go to my Design tab. I'm going to choose Heading Title, Basic Stylish. Okay, I'm going to change my fonts. As I said, well, let's go and try the red-orange. Okay, and my fonts, I want to make it, let's see, what was the options? Century Gothic. Okay, so I'm going to go and choose, go and find your Century Gothic. There's Century Gothic. Okay, do you see how it's all changed? Now, when I go into the home and I actually highlight this section and call it title, do you see how it's changed? And say, for example, I wanted this to be a title instead of just in the center. So I'm going to take it back again. So all these languages, I'm going to set to heading 1. And if I had information here, I could select that and change that to heading 2 or make it emphasis. I could play around. So remember, you can use this in your PAT, but you cannot have more than 2 fonts. And your font size must be between about a 10 and a 12 for the normal context writing. Okay, your headings can be bigger. Try not to go over 18 for your headings. Please, I have seen quite often, not so much in grade 11 because you've learned how to use it. Students think if they make their font bigger, the document will look bigger. All it does is, yes, it's a lot more pages, but I simply go, I say Control A and I change your font back to a 12, and then I can see actually how many pages you really wrote. So you will be required in your PAT to write at least about 1,000 words, probably a bit more, in your final report. That does not include the table of contents or any of the table of figures, your bibliography, actual content writing. Okay, I do go and put a word count on your PATs. Okay, so I want you to play around, pick a document, take any text that you have. You can even go to the internet. Let's see if we go into the internet. Let's say school news. I'm hoping, let's say good school good news. Okay. Let's see if we find something. No. Okay, so here's the good news one. What you're going to do is you're going to say Control A, Control C. You go to your blank document. And what I want you to do is let's just go and take all our formatting out. You go to the Home tab and you say Normal. And let's see, is it taken out all the formatting? No, it hasn't, but we can still work on it. Okay. So let's see, I would like Good News Agency to be a title. So I've gone to my design tab. I have chosen that title. I've chosen my color scheme. We said orange, red, or red, orange. And my fonts, I wanted to be Century Gothic. Okay, now I'm gonna go and edit. I will make that my title. Let's see over here. Please put your microphones off, thank you. Okay, so wherever I see a heading, I'm going to place heading 1. Okay, might just need to highlight it to activate it. Here we activate. Okay, and everywhere where there is a heading for a paragraph, you're going to change it. Sorry, this thing seems to be jumping out of its settings. And just take any document data that you can find off the internet and go and practice the different activities. Okay, for example, here, international legislation, let's make that a heading 3. Okay, and you can, where it says Article 1, we can change these to maybe intents, and it will stand out. So go play around with the different styles so that if you are asked that question in the exams, you are acquainted with them, that you're not going to suddenly go, but what's intense quote? We haven't done that. Okay, because we only usually work with heading 1, 2, and 3. So I want you to go and play around with the different styles in Word. Okay. Let's get back to our PowerPoint. So try the different things that we've done here and see if you can try the different themes in your document, and then start getting an idea what you want your final report to look like, so that you have one theme that goes throughout your document. Okay, great. So I hope that you all enjoyed the lesson today. We will continue on what's today, Wednesday. Okay, so I will give you a couple activities to do. Remember, on Fridays you need to work on your PATs. Whatever I taught you during the week, on Fridays you will then take that and go and apply it to your PATs, and then I will start asking for weekly submissions on Mondays. Okay. So have a great day. We will chat soon, and I hope everything is going well there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.